bass, made in Moscow, from the Moscow Experimental, what is it? Moscow Experimental Factory of Musical Instruments. Late to mid 1970s. And it's a curious thing, for sure. I got it with just the neck and the body. It was someone else's project they abandoned. So I had to rebuild all of this and put my own pickups and things on there. It's 30.5-inch scale, not really 30-inch, but it's metric, so it's like 30.5. It looks bigger than it is because the neck is really hanging out there, and there's an awful lot of cantilever. And then normally in a normal electric bass, the bridge starts way back here, whereas actually the bridge is here, so it lengthens the whole thing out, which gives it a very odd long feel. You really got to stretch out there. The other Soviet instruments I've worked on were primarily made out of beech. This one has no beech. It has a maple neck, a 5-piece neck that has a truss rod in it, and it works. Again, it's a lot of cantilever, so there's some, potential for flex there, no doubt about it, but it seems very stable. When I got it, it was, the carve on it was basically a square. I mean, really square. So I smoothed it out, turned it into more of a C or a fat D, I guess you would call that. It feels more normal. It's easy to play. It's narrow gauge. The nut's about 1.5, and by the time it gets down to the bridge, it's only 1 3/4. So there isn't a whole lot of taper from here to there. And I personally don't mind that. I've always liked a more narrow string gauge. It's great for playing with your fingers. I put some new tuners on there, modern tuners. That piece you see back here is a spacer, because the head is so thin that modern tuners, they need a little bit more thickness there in order for them to work, and that shims it up to the point where they work. It's got a new aluminum nut, all new frets with a 12-inch radius. I had to make a new bridge for it, which is an aluminum bridge, basically a Hofner violin bass design, floating bridge, but it's screwed into place so that it won't move around, because this finish is very slippery. It's the really thick polyester. Another odd thing about this is the body is spruce. It's not beech or maple or anything like that. It's spruce, and it's hard and it's dense, but it's under a thick coating. You'd never see it unless you were inside of it. I had to make this big aluminum tailpiece, the pick guard, the way it's set up. I have a couple of my Type 14 humbuckers, which give it a nice vintagey sound, and the controls are just volume, tone. So you can play in combinations or just one at a time. There's this pickup, right? Nice and mellow. Here they are together. Pickup alone. Right, so, and tone knob. So you can go right down to mud if you want to, especially if you're up here on that pickup. Union, now Russia, Moscow. Don't see too many of these around in the States that are playable. And this one is ready to go. Roden.